2,000 masterpieces, pouring your entire heart and soul into every single brushstroke, but only ever selling one single painting while you were alive. That is the wild, heartbreaking story of Vincent van Gogh, a man who is now considered one of the greatest artists to ever live, even though the world completely ignored him when he was actually here. Today, his paintings sell for tens of millions of dollars, and his famous swirling night skies are printed on everything from t-shirts to coffee mugs. But during his lifetime, he was just a broke, lonely guy wandering around the countryside with a backpack full of paint. Vincent did not even start out as an artist when he was younger. He tried working in an art gallery. He tried teaching. And he even tried being a preacher in a poor mining town. Nothing seemed to click, and he felt like a total failure. It was only when he was 27 years old, which is actually pretty late to start, that he decided to pick up a paintbrush. He was completely self-taught, practicing constantly by drawing old shoes, worn-out hands, and peasant workers. In the beginning, his art did not look like the bright, colorful masterpieces we see today. His early paintings were dark, moody, and heavy, mostly using lots of browns and gloomy greens. But everything changed when he moved to Paris to live with his younger brother, Theo. Paris was the absolute center of the art world back then. Vincent met a group of rebellious new artists who were tossing out old rules and painting with bright, vibrant colors. This blew Vincent's mind. He started using bold yellows, vivid blues, and intense reds. He stopped trying to make things look perfectly realistic and started using thick, heavy lines of paint that looked like they were practically jumping off the canvas. If you look really closely at a Van Gogh painting, you can see huge chunks of paint standing up like tiny mountains. Sometimes he did not even use a brush. He just squeezed the paint straight from the tube or scraped it across the canvas with a little knife. He wanted you to feel the energy and emotion of the moment, not just look at a pretty picture. To find more inspiration, Vincent moved south to a sunny little French town called Arles. This is where he painted his absolute best work. He was completely obsessed with the local golden sunflowers and the bright yellow sun. He worked at a frantic pace, sometimes finishing a whole painting in just a single day. He loved the night too, but instead of painting it dark and scary, he saw it filled with explosive color. He painted stars that looked like swirling whirlpools of light and a crescent moon that glowed like a campfire in the sky. If you want more fact videos in easy-to-understand English, subscribe below. But while his paintings were full of incredible life and color, Vincent's inner world was deeply troubled. He struggled with severe mental health issues throughout his entire adult life. He suffered from terrible episodes of depression and confusion. During one famous mental breakdown, he actually cut off a piece of his own left ear after a massive argument with another artist friend. He eventually checked himself into a hospital to try and get better. Even while living inside the hospital walls, looking out his bedroom window at night, he kept painting. That window view is actually how he created his most famous masterpiece of all time, Starry Night. Vincent only painted for about 10 years before he died at the young age of 37. He left behind a mountain of art, but almost nobody noticed. So how did he become so famous? It was all thanks to his brother Theo's wife, Jo. After both Vincent and Theo passed away, Jo was left with hundreds of Vincent's paintings tucked away in her house. Instead of selling them off cheaply or throwing them away, she made it her life's mission to get the world to see his genius. She organized art shows, wrote to critics, and published the deeply moving letters Vincent had written to his brother. Because of Jo's hard work, people finally started to understand